Join us on an enchanting journey as we traverse the pantheons of different cultures, unearthing lesser-known goddesses and their captivating tales. From the fierce protectors of nature to the embodiments of love and wisdom, each goddess carries her unique essence, a cosmic thread connecting us to the divine. Frigg, the queen of the Aesir, gods. Frigg is associated with wisdom, motherhood, and marriage. She is Odin's wife and has prophetic abilities. Her stature is unparalleled among the goddesses of ancient Norse mythology. Within the hallowed walls of Fensalir, her residence named for the Hall of the Marshlands. She commands respect and reverence. Her influence weaves through the fabric of Asgardian society and its divine inhabitants. Her union with Odin, the Venerable All-Father, cements her crucial position in the divine hierarchy. Frigg becomes an indispensable participant in celestial debates and decisions that shape the cosmos. As the divine guardian of marital bliss and familial harmony, her benevolence extends to all corners of human existence. She guides and comforts those entwined in the complexities of romantic and familial bonds. Through her sons, Balder, known for his radiance and purity, Hodor and Hermod, Frigg's essence as a caregiver and protector, is immortalized. Each son embodies distinct aspects of her divine qualities, reflecting universal themes of love, sacrifice, and the eternal bond between mother and child. In Icelandic stories, Frigg tried to save her son's life, but failed. Some myths depict her as the weeping and loving mother, while others stress her loose morals. Frigg's persona is characterized by her profound wisdom and prescience. She possesses the capacity to foresee future events, a knowledge she generally chooses to guard closely. Often depicted as a proficient weaver, Frigg is frequently shown spinning the clouds or intricately weaving the destinies of individuals. Her enigmatic allure lies in her ability to shape fates and guide hearts in the ancient pantheon. Frigg was known to other Germanic peoples as Frigga in German, and Freya, her name, even survives in English in the word Friday. Frigg's multifaceted character, part queen, part nurturing mother, and part seer, makes her a central figure in Norse lore, weaving threads of destiny and love across the realms. Freya, the goddess of love, beauty, and fertility. Freya is also skilled in magic and said to ride a chariot pulled by cats. Freya, a member of the Vanir tribe of deities, embodies blessings, love, lust, and fertility. Her influence extends beyond mere beauty. She is the enchantress who weaves the threads of desire and passion. As a practitioner of Seder, a form of magic that allows her to see and alter the future, Freya introduced the gods to this mystical art. Her wisdom and prescience set her apart in the divine pantheon. Unlike some of the other Norse deities, Freya is gentler and more agreeable. She achieves her goals through the persuasions of gifts, beauty, and sensuality. Freya exudes passion and sensuality, reflecting her role as the goddess of love and fertility. Her intense emotions mirror the complexities of romantic relationships and desire. She also has a darker side. Like the male gods, she has a taste for blood and fights fiercely in battle. It is said that she claims the lives of half the warriors ever slain in combat. Freya resides in the palace of Sessrumnir within the heavenly field of Folkvangr. Here, half of the fallen warriors find eternal companionship, while the other half join Odin in Valhalla. She possesses a strong sense of autonomy, defying traditional gender roles. Freya stands as a captivating figure deeply ingrained in Norse mythology. Frey, has the necklace Brisingamen, which adds to her allure and power. Her influence extends to fertility, sex, gold, and magic. In the tapestry of Norse myths, Freya weaves both love and battle, embodying the delicate balance between passion and strength. Skadi is a giantess goddess in Norse mythology. She embodies the power and strength of the primordial forces of nature. Her associations include winter, hunting, and skiing, reflecting the harsh and unforgiving wilderness of the northern regions. Skadi is a skilled huntress. She tracks and kills even the most elusive prey, wielding her bow and arrows with precision. Her prowess as a hunter symbolizes her independence and self-sufficiency. Skadi's lineage is crucial to understanding her character. She is the daughter of Thiazi, a giant who held a grudge against the gods of Asgard. Seeking revenge for her father's death at the hands of Loki, Skadi confronted the Norse gods. Trying to appease her, the gods offered her marriage under the condition that they must make her laugh. The deal was sealed when Loki, with his unconventional antics, tied one end of a rope to a goat and the other to his own genitals, which amused Skadi. She married the god Njord, who was associated with the sea, seafaring, and wealth. However, their marriage faced challenges. Life in Asgard did not suit her. She found the light and noise of Njord's home by the seashore unbearable, and she longed for the cold isolation of the mountains. While Njordur couldn't tolerate the cold and dreariness of the mountains, they separate. Skadi later married the All-Father Odin, the god of war, death, and wisdom. They have several children together. Skadi is also known for her role in placing the serpent that drips venom onto the bound Loki. Skadi's spirit is fierce and independent. She fearlessly challenges the gods and asserts her autonomy. Her character serves as a powerful symbol of female agency and empowerment within a male-dominated mythology. Hel is the ruler of the underworld. Hel is half dead and half alive. She governs over the souls of the deceased. Hel is one of the three children born to the trickster god Loki and the giantess Angerboda. Her siblings are Jormungandr and Fenrir. Hel's parentage as a half-giantess and half-god contributes to her unique nature and her connection to both the Aesir, the gods, and the giants. Hel's most prominent role in Norse mythology is her rulership over Helheim, a cold and gloomy place, also known as Niflheim. This realm is associated with the souls of the deceased, particularly those who did not die in battle and were not taken to Valhalla. Hel's role as the ruler of this realm makes her a central figure in Norse beliefs about death and the afterlife. Hel acts as a judge who determines the fate of souls that enter her realm, Helheim. In Norse mythology, the destiny of a person's soul after death depended on their actions in life. Hel evaluates these actions and makes decisions about whether the soul should find peace or face suffering in her realm. Her role as a judge adds a layer of complexity to her character as she holds significant power over the fate of the deceased. Hel's monstrous Wolfgarm guards the gates to Helheimgarm's ferocity, ensures that only the worthy souls may enter or exit the realm. Together, Hel and Garm maintain the delicate balance between life and death, ensuring that souls find their rightful place in the afterlife. Hel is linked to the color white, which further emphasizes her role as a ruler of the dead. White represents purity, transition, and the veil between worlds. Isis, the goddess of magic, motherhood, and healing, She played a central role in Osiris's resurrection and was revered by ancient Egyptians. Isis was a multifaceted deity, revered as the Queen of Heaven, the sister of Set and Nephthys, the sister and wife of Osiris, and the mother of Horus. Isis is one of the most important goddesses in ancient Egyptian mythology. She represents motherhood, magic, and wisdom. Isis and Osiris together ruled over the world. Osiris is the god of the afterlife, resurrection, and fertility. He was the first pharaoh of Egypt and a wise ruler. Their brother Set, also known as Seth, was jealous of Osiris and tricked Osiris into getting into a coffin, which he then sealed and threw into the Nile River. Osiris drowned, and his body was torn into pieces. Isis, heartbroken, ensured that all parts of Osiris's body were found. She meticulously gathered the scattered pieces, including making him a new wooden phallus to complete his body. Ancient Egyptian belief held that a complete body was necessary for resurrection, and Isis played a pivotal role in this process. She used her magical powers that she gained by tricking the sun god Ra into sharing his divine abilities with her. To bring Osiris back to life, Isis was wise, devious, and selective, with a heart that knew all things in heaven and earth. Isis has many names and roles. Her role with assisting Osirios by aiding souls on their journey toward the next life is known as Ament, meaning the hidden one, pairing with Hathor, resulting in Hathor Isis. This combined goddess was associated with childbirth and marriage, and her symbol was a cow, reflecting Hathor's sacred animal. Isis and her sister Nephthys, they were depicted as swallows or kites. The ibex also held importance for her. Isis once enchanted a harpoon out of fear that her son Horus would drown. Her magical abilities were vast and served both protective and practical purposes. In ancient Egyptian mythology, Isis weaves both magic and compassion, embodying the enduring power of a revered goddess. Bastet is the lioness-headed goddess of home, fertility, and protection. She was also associated with music and dance. Bastet was born to the creator god Ra, or Re, and the goddess Isis. She took Ptah, the ancient god of architecture and craftsmanship, as her consort. Bastet and Ptah had Mahis, the lion-headed god of war and weather. Mahis protected the innocent and avenged wrong deeds. In the early periods of ancient Egypt, Bastet was depicted as a fierce lioness, similar to her twin sister, Sekhmet, the Egyptian goddess of healing and warfare. Her portrayal as a lioness began around the 3rd millennium BCE. During the 3rd intermediate period of Egypt, around 1067 BCE, 665 BCE. Bastet's depiction changed from a fierce goddess to a milder one. She was later depicted as a domestic cat or a woman with a cat head. Bastet's name originally began as Bstt or Ubast in ancient Egypt. Egyptologists and scholars have associated her name with the hieroglyphic symbol for an ointment jar. Another interesting point is that Bastet has sometimes been called Bast Baaset, which translates to the soul of Isis. This name aligns with her being the daughter of Isis. Bastet earned the title the Eye of the Moon, owing to her association with fertility and pregnancy. The moon was considered an important symbol of Bastet. Other symbols associated with her include the solar disk, representing her connection to the sun and divine power, an ointment jar, reflecting her protective qualities and association with ointments, a sistrum, an ancient percussion instrument symbolizing joy and the power to ward off evil. Bastet embodies both ferocity and nurturing qualities. Her lioness form showcases power and protective instincts, while her cat form symbolizes domesticity, fertility, and sensuality. She played a crucial role as a guardian and protector in ancient Egypt, guarding homes against evil spirits and diseases, especially those affecting women and children. Hathor, the cow-headed goddess of love, music, and joy. Hathor was often depicted with a sistrum, a musical instrument. Hathor was depicted in various forms as a woman wearing the headdress of a sun disk and cow horns, as a sacred cow, emphasizing her nurturing role. Her association with cows reflected her status as the goddess of well-being and precious items. She was often linked to treasures and mining areas, earning her the title, the Golden One. The Ankh, the Egyptian symbol of life and royalty, was commonly depicted alongside her. In Greek mythology, Hathor was associated with Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. In Roman mythology, she was akin to Venus. Her influence extended beyond Egypt, resonating with other cultures and goddesses. Hathor, the Egyptian cow goddess, was one of the leading goddesses in ancient Egyptian religion. Her name means estate of Horus. She was believed to have sprung from Ra's, the creator, sun god, right hand, at the beginning of creation. For this reason, she was typically seen as either Ra's daughter or Ra's consort. In her earliest days, Hathor was likely a cattle goddess, revered for her nurturing qualities and association with motherhood. Cattle were highly esteemed in ancient Egypt, symbolizing wealth and sustenance. Interestingly, cow deities in the pre-dynastic era had inward curving horns, but Hathor's horns during the Old Kingdom era, around 27 BCE, 22 BCE, were typically curved outward. Hathor had two sides to her personality, the softer and more nurturing side. She was the goddess of motherhood, love, sexuality, beauty, joy, and music, the vengeful protector. She defended Ra and helped souls transition to the afterlife. Her multifaceted nature demonstrated both consistency and mutability within Egyptian cosmology. Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, prosperity, and fortune. She is often depicted with lotus flowers and coins. Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth, fortune, power, luxury, beauty, fertility, and auspiciousness. She holds the promise of happiness, material fulfillment, and contentment. Lakshmi is the wife of Lord Vishnu, the supreme god in Vaishnavism. She is revered as the divine consort who complements his cosmic role. Her presence brings prosperity and abundance to both material and spiritual aspects of life. Lakshmi is believed to be eternal and unborn. She incarnates whenever Lord Vishnu takes a new form. When Lord Vishnu appeared as Vamana, Rama, and Krishna, she incarnated as Padma or Kamala, Sita, and Rukmani, respectively. In her first incarnation, according to the Puranas, she was the daughter of the sage Brigu and his wife Kayati. Later, she emerged from the ocean of milk during its churning, symbolizing her association with creation and abundance. Lakshmi is often depicted as enchantingly beautiful, sitting or standing on an open 8-petaled lotus flower in a lake. She holds lotuses in each of her two hands. Elephants are shown on either side, emptying pitchers of water over her, presented by celestial maidens. Her color is variously described as dark pink, golden yellow, or white. When worshipped in a temple, she is shown seated on a lotus throne with 4 hands holding a lotus, a conch shell, sankha, a pot of ambrosia, a murtakalasa, and sometimes a citron, mahaliilga, or a bilva fruit. She is addressed as Mata, mother, instead of just Devi, goddess. She embodies maternal care, nurturing, and protection. She watches over the entire cosmos, ensuring prosperity and well-being for those who seek her blessings. Her 4 hands signify her power to grant the 4 Purusharthas, ends of human life: Dharma, righteousness; Artha, wealth; Kama, pleasures of the flesh; and Moksha, beatitude. Cleanliness, hard work, and devotion are considered essential for attracting her grace. In the tapestry of Hindu mythology, Lakshmi weaves both abundance and grace, embodying the enduring power of a revered goddess. Durga, a principal form of the goddess in Hinduism, is a powerful and revered deity. She is usually depicted riding a lion, symbolizing her strength and fearlessness. She has 8 or 10 arms, each holding a special weapon given to her by the gods for her battle against the buffalo demon. Her appearance reflects her dual nature, nurturing and protective, yet fierce when needed. Durga is a warrior goddess who fights evil and demonic forces, threatening peace, harmony, and prosperity. She is both destructive when needed and loving and nurturing when necessary. Her divine wrath is unleashed against the wicked for the liberation of the oppressed, empowering creation through destruction. According to legend, Durga was created for the slaying of the buffalo demon Mahishasura by Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and the lesser gods. They were otherwise powerless to overcome him. Durga embodies their collective energy, Shakti, making her both derivative from the male divinities and the true source of their inner power. She is greater than any of them. Born fully grown and beautiful, Durga presents a fierce, menacing form to her enemies. Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, arts, and music. She plays the veena and is associated with creativity. Goddess Saraswati, also known as Sharada, is a revered Hindu Vedic goddess associated with education, music, knowledge, and the arts. The name Saraswati has multiple meanings. It combines 2 words, Saras, meaning a lake or a large water body, and Vati, meaning the female who holds. Therefore, Saraswati signifies the holder of a large water body, which is also the name of a river. Another interpretation associates her name with speech, making her the goddess of speech. Some definitions break down her name into 3 components: Sara, essence; Sway, self; and Vati, one who possesses. Thus, she embodies the essence of the self. Saraswati is first mentioned in the Rig Veda, where she is associated with the Ashwins. According to different stories, she was born from Lord Brahma's thigh, a form of genetic engineering. In the Brahmanda Purana, she is a mind-born daughter of Lord Brahma, emerging from his meditation. Her name was ordained by Lord Brahma, and she was instructed to stay on the tip of everyone's tongue. Saraswati played a role in altering the speech of the demon Kumbhakarna. When he sought the throne of Indra, she changed his request to the throne of sleep, Nidrasana, instead. She is associated with the invention of Sanskrit and is often depicted giving Ganesha the gifts of pen and ink. Saraswati wears a white sari, symbolizing purity and rejection of materialism. She transcends earthly cravings and rejoices in the powers of the mind. As the patron of pure wisdom, she embodies all that is sublime in nature. Nuwa is a fascinating goddess with a rich and multifaceted story. Nuwa, the creator goddess who repaired the sky after a great flood. She is also associated with marriage and fertility. According to legend, Nuwa created humanity because she was incredibly lonely. She gathered clay and shaped figures in the shape of the gods. She made the first people out of rich yellow clay and carefully molded them by hand. However, this method was time-consuming and tiring. To speed up their creation, Nuwa began to drag a string across a pool of mud to mass-produce human forms. She gave her new people life and granted them the ability to reproduce on their own, so she could have more companions without having to make them herself. The men made of clay, whom she had taken great care with, were the ancestors of the nobility. The more numerous but lower quality people created from the mud were the peasants. Nuwa is one of the 3 sovereigns in Chinese mythology. She took the throne after her brother Fuxi left Earth. As the second of the 3 sovereigns, she helped set the standard for Chinese rule. She was not unopposed, however. A tribal chief challenged her authority, forcing her to go to war. Nuwa defeated the challenger and took him to the top of a mountain. His shame at being beaten by a woman meant that he refused to surrender peacefully. Nuwa was not just a wife and mother. She was also an inventive and beautiful goddess. Her story goes beyond mere creation, as she ruled as a queen and saved the world from catastrophe. Guanyin, also known as Guanyin, is a revered figure in Chinese mythology and Buddhism. Guanyin is often depicted as a compassionate and merciful figure, with a gentle expression and a serene demeanor. She is said to have the power to hear the prayers of all beings and to offer comfort and protection to those in need. In some depictions, she is shown with a child, representing her role as a protector of children and mothers. Guanyin has a fascinating origin. She is based on the Hindu god Avalokiteshvara and was introduced to China during the advent of Buddhism. Through a process of syncretism, her myth mixed with local Chinese folklore, resulting in the modern understanding of Guanyin. Although she can take both male and female forms, she is most often represented as a woman in Chinese lore. Before becoming the goddess of compassion, Guanyin was a young girl named Miao Shan. She aspired to become a Buddhist nun and had 3 conditions for marriage, solving the suffering of age, sickness, and death. Unable to find a suitable match, her father allowed her to join a Buddhist temple. She later became Guanyin, the embodiment of compassion. Guanyin is usually depicted wearing a flowing white robe and jade necklaces, symbolizing purity. She often carries a vase of water, symbolizing healing, and a willow branch associated with compassion. Guanyin stands on the back of a dragon, sits on a lotus flower, or rides on clouds, emphasizing her divine nature. Each mythology has its unique pantheon of gods and goddesses, each with their own stories and attributes. Exploring these diverse mythologies can reveal fascinating insights into different cultures and beliefs.